Here with Dowling Catholic head coach Kristin Meyer. Coach, thank you so much for joining me this morning. We'll start out with just the team as a whole. 11-1 to start the year. That's one of the better starts that you guys have had. You guys have been very successful in your tenure ever since you came here from Nevada. But what is there anything different about this year? I mean, it just feels like you guys are younger. It sure seems like, but you also have a lot of height. It seems like the togetherness is there, and one loss by just 3 points. Does that, what feels different about this 25-26 season?
Yeah, well, when we graduated our 4 seniors last year and 4 out of our top 6, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, and, bringing back Ellie and Katie Muller, we knew we'd have a base to work around, but having a couple freshmen and a couple new to varsity players, I wasn't sure how quickly it would take them to get up to speed, especially since we had a pretty challenging, schedule first half of the season with all 5 of our non-conference games. All 5 were out-of-state teams, but they have definitely gotten up to speed quickly. They have gelled quickly. We've had different people step up different nights. Our defense, which is what I was probably most worried about, has been really, really strong. And we focused a little bit more on it in the first couple weeks of practice, but they picked things up really quickly. And I think our seniors and Katie Muller as a junior have been really good leaders to kind of get everyone on the same page. So we've had a better start to the season than I was even expecting.
I want to talk about your schedule. You had talked about, the out of state teams. I feel like you guys as a Metro team have played more out of state teams than more people usually do. Usually you see teams on the border play. What has been a beneficiary of that? Because obviously you don't see them. They are very good out of state. What is that? Has you seen any beneficiaries of it already? Or is it something that maybe when you get to the postseason, you're like, hey, we've seen different types of teams. We know what to expect.
Yeah, I think there's a few different benefits from it. And the past couple of years, we've tried to play some out of state teams. This is the first year that all 5 of our non-conference were out of state. And we were able to go up to Minnesota to play 2 games. We went down to Missouri to play 2, and then we played a Nebraska team at the Johnston Invite. And well, first of all, we're lucky that our school allows us to do that and that the parents help us out because a lot of times they're, paying for hotel rooms and things. But well, number one, early in the season to get to go play out of state, you get a team bonding trip, right? When we went up to Minnesota, you're on a charter bus hanging out, you're spending the night together in a hotel. And we played 2 really good teams. All of a sudden, when you're playing good teams that maybe you don't know as well, it's nice when they don't know your offense. They haven't been going against it every year, 2 times a year for the past couple of years. But you're getting to play some good competition that you can go back and say, we played this high ranked player from this team, or we've played, a zone from this other team. So getting to play just different types of basketball and different types of players is really good. The team bonding and just time together is really good. And the other part of it is, in the biggest class. Our conference, I would argue, is the strongest conference. It's harder to find in-state teams that want to play us, and we want to play them, for the challenge.
Right.
And so we've gone to look, outside of the state, and it's been really good to us. When I got the schedules for, especially the Minnesota, Missouri tournaments that we went to, I was hoping we'd go 2-2, to be honest, because there are some really good teams that played at those places, and to come away, 4-0 was just huge for us, and I think gave us a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum going into our conference games, and we've been able to still continue playing at a high level.
You still got about a month and a half of the season left, roughly. You talked about the defense being a high point. What is something that you still want to see improved on here as the season goes on?
Well, I think offensively, you're never quite satisfied, right? You can always try to find better shots and score at a higher percentage. And I think we've had some time over break to work on a few breakdown drills, especially our ball screen reads and some of that. So we're hoping to see that play out here in the second half of the season. Just even for our younger girls, getting more comfortable with our offensive movements to make them more habit where they don't have to think about it will be important. And, Ellie Muller down low, being able to score all the time. If she gets the ball, first of all, you have to post up hard. We have to be able to pass her the ball. But then once you catch it, you got to be able to score through contact because we've got some pretty good defenders that we're going against every night. So I think it's just getting a little bit tighter offensively and taking care of the ball and our offensive movements and just knocking down shots.
Lastly, want to talk about tonight's game. Waukee Northwest going to be a big crowd, tougher road environment. Talk about the key to tonight. They're coming off a big win over Ankeny. They have a reason to be excited coming off of the break. What is the key for tonight to get a victory here on the road?
Yeah, I thought they played really well against Ankeny. I watched that film, and I thought first half of the season, they had some volleyball girls getting back into the groove of things. They had the ankle injury with Janilowitz, so it looked like they kind of put everything together against Ankeny. We knew coming into the season they returned everyone. They played, we played them in the state semifinal game last year. That they would be a very, very strong team, and I think they're good both offensively and defensively. They're now getting the experience. They're mostly, juniors and seniors. That they had some pretty young kids for a while, and they still have a couple of younger ones. But for us, I think the keys will be defensively knowing our job, knowing our assignments, and doing the job. Recognizing their set plays early, being able to adjust when needed, because Northwest does a nice job of adjusting. If you try to take something away, then they'll slip a screen or they'll flare instead of curl. And so it's just recognizing that. I think rebounding will be a big one. They go hard for offensive rebounds, so just being strong in our box outs. And offensively, we're going to have to take care of the ball and be clean in our decision making. So it's within our offense. If they have some help defenders going to help on a drive, we have to recognize it and be able to pass to an open player. That open player has to recognize it as well. We've got a couple kids who are just like probably everyone else battling through the sickness going
Oh,
around.
yeah.
But last I checked, they all made it to school today. A couple of them came late. So I think, just even being a little bit off
Yeah.
with being sick, we need to be able to play through that and still be sharp. So you're right in that. I think it'll be a great game tonight. I think it comes down to kind of who shoots a better percentage, because I think all shots will be pretty contested. And so who takes care of the ball, the rebounding, and who shoots a higher percentage.
Coach, I appreciate your time and good luck to you and the Maroons here as the rest of the season goes by.
Well, thanks so much. We're glad CISN will be there broadcasting tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.